going to show you today how to sew the side seams for the Terre pockets. Mostly I'm going to show you instead of write it because I don't sew, and so if this particular stitch has a name, I don't know what it is. So it seemed a little bit easier to show you than to try and tell you. So I have my pocket here. One side is sewn in, the other side is not yet. You can see that it's open here. If I had a tail here from when I added or ended my pocket, I could use that tail to sew up. I don't have one, so I'm just going to use a fresh piece of yarn. So I just threaded my darning needle, and I'm going to start at the bottom and go in. You can follow along from where you added the stitches for the pocket and come all the way down to see where your seam is. So actually I find it easier to add everything in from the front. I'm going to add it from the back, but I'm going to look at it from the front. So here is the last stitch that I added. I have 1, 2, 3 stitches. So this is the seam or the V that I want to add the stitching into. Okay, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So I'm just going to go by feel, and I'm up here a little bit, that when I'm pushing the needle through the yarn, that I'm also catching the back, the inside of the pocket. If you want to, you could pin this down. I just kind of hold it with my fingers. So I'm going to just pull this out and make sure I'm holding onto the tail so I don't pull it all the way through. I want to continually work up this middle of this V so that I keep the seam straight. And it seems like this is the easiest to do. I tried to do this from the back side and it looked awful. So I am up between in the middle of a V, and I'm just going to go down in the next one, make sure I'm grabbing the back inside pocket, and come up through the next one and down. And every time I put the needle onto the inside, I'm grabbing the inside pocket. And so I'm just going to continue. You can pull the stitch out, down and up. You can pull the yarn, up anytime you want to, or you can just keep going like I am with the needle. But I'll pull it up just so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, and now you cannot see the stitches, the line of stitches at all, because I'm keeping it right in that seam. So the only thing you want to do, you're going to make sure you keep going up the same line of V's, and you're going to just make sure you go down in one, catch the inner pocket, come back up through the next one. So you're catching one of the threads that's going from stitch to stitch. Then you're going to go down one, catch the inside pocket, and come back up against the next inside stitch, down one, and back up until eventually I'm going to get to the top of the pocket, and I can just push the yarn down through. I'm about halfway up the pocket, but you can see now that the pocket is becoming secure. I can't pull it apart down here. The pocket is becoming secure, and this line is almost invisible where I'm sewing the pocket up. And as I'm looking at this, this is the one that I tried to do from the back side. I'm going to have to take this out. This is the one that I tried to do from the back side, and it's really hard to see where you are on the back side. And so I'm in over here, and then it goes out over here, and then it comes back in, and it's yucky. So I'm gonna have to take that one out and redo it, but you can see the difference between this one that I tried to do from the back side and this one that I'm doing from the front side, where the seam is virtually invisible. So just keep going up and down through the stitches of this line of knits, grabbing the inside pocket and coming back up the next one. And by the time you get to the top, your side seam will be sewn, and you can just pop the ends in and weave them in like you would any other ends. So I hope this helps.